You're listening to Hainay by Matsi Dapul. Episode 8 Panaginip. Huh? Ira? Ira, what is it? Are you okay?
Whoa, sorry to wake you? Isn't it like 7 p.m.? Did the time zones change when I wasn't looking?
What's happening?
Nothing big. I mean, it already happened. I just wanted to let you know.
Huwag mo akong takutin, ano ba?
Anong takutin? Akala ko gising ka.
What I mean is, ba't ka tumawag?
Wag kang magalit.
What reason would I have to be mad?
Well, if you're gonna be like that, I don't know if I should tell you.
I could just get Lolong to tell me.
Okay. It's no big deal. It was just a bad omen, and Lolong would have told me if someone was gonna try anything.
What kind of bad omen?
A body. A rat. Covered in bakukang, ipis, and higad. It could be a coincidence, but
But it could also be a threat. Still, I don't see why you made such a fuss if that's all.
the dogs killed it when it got into our backyard, and the bugs swarmed pretty much immediately, so...
Ira!
It's not a big deal! Lolong said it wasn't a big deal.
Then put Lolong on so he can tell me himself.
Ay, nako, Iya. Anong sinabi mo?
Sabihin mo nga si Chai na walang problema.
Ano ka? Marami tayong problema, pero hindi niya kayang pasukin ang sakop ng aking kapangyarihan. Huwag ka mag-alala, Chay.
Salamat po, Lolong.
Ay, nako, titigas ng ulo. Pag-untugin ko kayong dalawa.
What about Nanay?
She's fine, Chai. I mean, you call her all the time. You know.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I know. What have you got planned for the rest of the night?
if I didn't just wake up from a 6-hour-long nap, I'd say sleep. But wait,
What?
there's someone... Oh.
Oh? Who's that? Chai, did you get a boyfriend while I wasn't looking?
Ha.
Okay, fine. Sugar daddy?
I ain't rich enough for that.
You heard the man. One of the detectives I mentioned. Donner's been helping me with all the weird artifact things. Foci is apparently what they're called.
And I'm guessing you didn't read that off the back of a cereal box. You better not be doing anything stupid, Mars.
Only the usual, stupid Besh.
Hey, Mr. Detective, make sure Chichai doesn't do anything stupid.
Bye, Ira.
Love you, Chai.
Love you too. I had a dream last night. I didn't think I'd fall asleep. I forgot what it was to hear someone else's breathing. If I closed my eyes and listened carefully, I thought I could hear a heartbeat. That was the lullaby that lulled me to sleep. And then I woke up. Or I thought I did. The gentle sound of breathing was gone, and I could hear only silence. I opened my eyes and I saw fog. A strange miasma surrounding me. A strange light from underneath a door. Barely there, but drawing the eye. When I opened the door, I saw my own space, and nobody in it. I wondered where he'd gone. I missed him so much. Where had he gone? Where had I gone? that he couldn't find me. The window was open, and I looked down onto the empty street. I couldn't see where the light was coming from. Not in the fog. It was cold, but not like winter. Like in between. Water in the air. Clammy skin. But I stepped out onto the street, in nothing but pambahay, the clothing I slept in. And I walked. I walked to the lake, and saw the thing that lived there, roiling beneath the water. On the surface, ghostly ships passed me by, disappearing into the fog. I walked to the halls, and heard her cries and wails. She saw me at the end of one, and she was enraged. She hung from the ceiling, and though she could not touch the ground, she neared me, too quick, screaming all the while. I walked on, out on the street. I saw a man falling from a shining building, sparkling with broken glass that fell right with him. I saw him from a distance, but I could hear him screaming, falling again and again and again. I walked to the house and saw her, dreaming of holding a baby in her arms. But it was not there, and it was not hers. The baby looked at me with doleful eyes and reached out with freezing hands. But it was only a memory. As I walked, it walked beside me. Its smile was kind, vulnerable, afraid. It wanted me to trust it. I despised it, and yet it walked beside me. In the distance, I saw a figure. A man. A woman? I couldn't see them, really. Not in the fog, but I knew they were there. And I knew they wouldn't reach me, and yet I was afraid that they would. So I kept walking. I came upon a house, red brick, old, real, with faces carved into the stone. The faces stared down at me in judgment, or perhaps they stared nowhere at all. Smiling, laughing, heavy jowls and brows, frowning in tacit disapproval. Lions and people alike, immortalized in the stone of a crumbling building. An old man sat on the steps and gave me the oddest tilt of the head. He asked me why I wandered so. I nodded at the figure in the distance. If I stop, I said, they'll catch me. Would that be so terrible? He asked. It would, I said in turn. I've been hunted before. To run has always been the better way. And what if there is nowhere left to run? The world is vast and wide. There is always somewhere. And what if what you're running from is already here? I looked to what walked beside me. It seemed angry, gnashing its teeth, reaching for the old man who only looked amused. You told me once, said the old man, not to be afraid. and you chased the nightmares away. I don't remember this, I said. Well, you wouldn't. Not yet. Have you ever had those dreams so vivid and real, and innocuous and odd? And the moment they happen in real life, you realize you knew exactly what would happen. Days, weeks, months in advance, but you never could have guessed it until it happened. All the time. Always. That is what you are to me now. Though, in the very least, you are a good dream. Why are you so afraid of the figure in the distance? Because when she finds me, I'm afraid of what she'll find. And what is it that has hunted you for so long, that you fear what comes for you now? I can't. Who are you? Why, there's nothing special about me. I am simply one of many. You help me, like the rest. And then I die some months later, from a cold that never got better. Once, I dreamt of my home, and sitting on the porch watching people pass me by. And I see you walking alone, surrounded by people, but you don't see them. And they don't see you. So I say hello, and I invite you to sit with me. And so, I sat. I thought perhaps I could hear a heartbeat again. Slowing, crawling, inexorably towards its end. Why tonight, I wondered. The old man sighed. Perhaps it was the night I lay awake for my husband, he said. Could not rest. It was too cold, too loud. The house creaked. The window was broken. He said he feared, for he heard their screams. He knew something was wrong. Your husband is dead, I said. Perhaps it was too rude, but he only nodded. He deserves rest, said the old man. Can you give it to him when you wake? He has been dead for so long, but there is new pain and suffering, crystallizing in the spaces he lived when he breathed. And this pain is my own. I can't find peace until he does. He was too kind to me, this old man. So I said yes. I felt it from within, reaching out. Power beyond imagining. Cracks in the skin, the world shaping around me. The thing that walked beside me, it gnashed its teeth and cried for the power it could never have. And then it was done. Simple. Easy here. Nothing beyond my reach. I forgot why I was so afraid, when there is nothing for me to fear. I do not need to wake. The thing beside me, it cried out and reached for me in my power. and it was gone with a wave of my many hands. Perhaps, said the old man, there is one thing you ought to fear. And he reached out and traced the cracks in my hand, in my face. And I was afraid.
What? What? Mari? Mari, where are you? Mari? Mari, wake up!
Huh, Donner? Hey,
Where the hell have you been? What happened? You don't answer any of my calls? I saw you. Were you sleepwalking?
what? No.
Were you being controlled?
No.
Then why the hell did I wake up and find you gone?
Calm down. I'm fine, see? I heard the call of a harmless spirit that needed my help, so I helped them.
But what if it wasn't harmless? We literally just established that something dangerous and murderous is after you. You don't think that might have been something you should worry about?
Not like I'm not used to it. You're overreacting.
The thing that caused all of this, that's killed people, is after you, and you think I'm overreacting?
I can take care of myself.
This isn't about you! Tell me what you think would happen if... What would happen if we lose you? All those people who want your help? Who do you think is going to be left to help them if you disappeared? Us? We couldn't save anyone before you came along. Not in this.
Donner.
Didn't you just finish telling me that you couldn't do this on your own? That we couldn't help you?
I didn't mean... You've been helping. I couldn't do this without you.
Nah, Mari. We literally could not do this without you. And you need to remember that instead of being so goddamn selfish.
You're listening to Hainai by Motsi Dapul.
Hey everyone! This is Reg Helly, co-creator and co-producer of Hainai. Hainai is a podcast produced by Motsi Dapple and me, and licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 International License. Today's episode was written by Motsi Dapple, who also plays the role of Mari Datuin. The role of Donner was played by Leon Johnson, the role of Ira was played by me, Reg Helly, and the role of Lolong was played by Elijah John Domingo. To help support the production of Hainai, you can buy us a milk tea at Coffee or subscribe to our Coffee Gold at coffee.com/HainaiPod. That's ko-fi.com/HainaiPod. Or you can subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/HainaiPod. You can also check out official Hainai merchandise on our Redbubble store at redbubble.com/people/HainaiPod. Full episodes will be released every other week on Saturday evenings Philippine Time or Saturday mornings Eastern Standard Time. Hainai is available on Podbean, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. You can find the links to these channels along with news and updates on our official blog, hainaipod.tumblr.com. If you get to listen, leave us a rating and review while you're at it. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at HainaiPod. Once again, thanks for all your support, and thanks for listening.